Hello there. Today I would like to talk to you about our obsession with seeking security above all else and how this often leads us to resist change and uncertainty, preferring the comfort of the familiar. However, it is essential to remember that to find harmony and authenticity within ourselves, we must be willing to explore the unknown and the uncomfortable, as it is in those moments of unrest that we can genuinely discover ourselves, no matter how difficult it may be. Experiencing periods of restlessness and conflict in life is normal. The problem arises when we cannot accept these stages as opportunities for personal growth and evolution. How do we usually silence that inner voice that leads us to perceive our discomfort and urges us to make changes? Sometimes we resort to excessive control. Other times we seek continuous distractions to avoid facing them. We keep ourselves constantly busy, making plans with friends, acquaintances, just to avoid being alone and in silence. Or we get hooked on TV, watching series, chatting with others, or scrolling through social media, for example. In reality, these quick fixes are universal and seek to alleviate the complexity of life we face, as we often feel uncomfortable dealing with internal chaos or accepting the complexity of reality. Our culture encourages us to avoid deep reflection and pushes us into the continuous trap of stimulus response, avoiding confronting our deepest thoughts and emotions. But we must be aware that without introspection, there is no proper awareness of what is happening in our minds and in our lives. Nor do we have the ability to make conscious decisions. Allowing circumstances to drag us along deprives us from the power of choice and removes us from aligning our actions with our authentic goals and dreams. We simply live on autopilot, unconsciously programmed to do things according to habits and unconscious mandates, like sleepwalkers. To move towards harmony and serenity, it's vital to recognize our weaknesses and learn from our mistakes, even if they may be painful or uncomfortable. There are no shortcuts to authenticity. We must take responsibility for our thoughts, emotions, concerns, and fears. Let me share with you today the example of one of my clients, Carlos, whom I helped in his transformation process. At one point, we noticed his tendency to seek security in situations that gave him a rush and avoid any situation that might generate uncertainty or self-questioning. He felt comfortable in his comfort zone and avoided any change that would take him out of it, especially when it came to having relationships with multiple women, oftentimes simultaneously. This made him feel strong, but he failed to realize the underlying reasons that drove him to do so. Until an unexpected crisis occurred when he lost his job, forcing him to reconsider his approach to life and delve into his true fears and resistance. Instead of fleeing from discomfort, he decided to immerse himself in it and thus opened himself up to exploring the reasons behind his compulsive behavior. He realized that he was simply covering up wounds from the past and wounds that he had not healed, complexes that he had carried since childhood, and that he was trying to compensate for them with his success with women. As he began understanding his internal mechanisms, he accepted responsibility for his past actions and he decided to learn from his mistakes instead of ignoring them. Today, Carlo lives a more authentic and fulfilling life. Although he still faces challenges and moments of uncertainty, like all of us, He has learned to trust himself and make decisions based on his own reflection and internal knowledge. So I invite you to follow Carlos' example. Accept that life can be uncertain and complex, but it's also an opportunity to discover your true self. Only then can you savor authentic freedom and find serenity, that serenity you are yearning for. So thank you for joining me on this journey of introspection.